Hey guys, Greg here, Underground Graphics. Today we're going to show you something that we saw out on the streets, and I know we've been seeing lots of the orange DRL lights on the Broncos, even when it's not a Bronco Raptor. There's a couple aftermarket headlights out there. I think Form, Morimoto, as well as a few others that are offering that. Those are really expensive headlights. They are really awesome headlights. But if you want to see what that orange looks like on a cheap method, we've got some headlight overlays. So we played with this yesterday. It worked out very well. We've got a small roll of golden yellow, which we have here. This is also the golden yellow, and this is going to be our kind of like a darker orange. So what we found, and we'll have photos of each of these on the site, is that the golden yellow is going to bring out a kind of a bright yellow, but this is more transparent, so it's going to look a little nicer on that light. Going to that darker orange, or that that bright orange that's going to be on there, that film is more opaque, and you're going to see that film much more than you will the golden yellow. So we're going to do the golden yellow install, and then I'm going to throw on that orange to show you what that looks like just along that bar. And then we're going to go back and go ahead and finish the install so you can see what these look like. Again, we prefer that golden yellow color. It's a little bit different, but again, this is really just to have fun with. I think these are going to come in about $27, $30, something like that. Additionally, if you want to do just the bar, we're going to offer just the bar by itself or as a full kit with the halo. As far as installation tools, again, this is going to be a wet install. I know we talk a lot about dry. This film is our Oracal 8300, so we love that film. We do it dry mostly on taillights and stuff like that, but this one you are going to want to do that wet method. While we can do this bar dry, we are going to want to place that and make sure we get that in the right spot along the outer edge of that headlight. And again, we did a few of these yesterday and we're happy with that wet method. So prep, we're going to want to use that alcohol water mix for that prep. That's what we have here. Again, you don't have to buy ours. It's great if you just want to do something really quick and easy, but that is just that. I think it's a 10% alcohol, 90% water mix, and then our PPF wet slide, which again is basically just soapy water. A couple drops of, I think that's Dawn in there, and then water with that pre-mixed. That's ready to go as well. So we're going to do a little prep work, get that cleaned up, and we're going to go ahead and get an install on this. Okay, so we're about to get started. I wanted to show you a quick before. I'm sure you know what those always look like. With that standard DRL look on there. Those are the signature LEDs. Now my bar is just a little bit darker. I have the light smoke tint on that bar. I like that because it kind of blends with the Badlands grill. But anyway, that's not going to affect our light output or our color once we do this light install. So I'm going to go ahead and sit our keys over here so we can come back and show you that and do a quick, again, this is that alcohol. Just want to make sure this is all clean. And you can really use that same microfiber because you're not going to be doing a whole lot with this. And you're also going to get the small squeegee with that. We do recommend a soft edge. You're not going to need a whole lot. I'll do some with this, but I do want to show you again. I do not have PPF on this headlight, although we do offer that. You are going to be on that vinyl, and it's going to be really close to that edge. So we're going to be getting that soap out of there. We're going to let that dry. Heat gun as well. So once that starts to dry, we're going to heat those edges to make sure it tucks nice and smooth. That's when it's nice to have that felt edge on this. This is our 3M golden squeegee. I think these are, I'm not sure what these are on the site, maybe 10, 12 bucks. But you will get this if you want to add that blue felt edge. We do have these on the site. You can add that to this. So you have that soft edge. So those are those tools. So let's go ahead and get this going. Now, I do have these labeled. There will be a driver's side and a passenger side. They really don't matter on that, but this side actually is a little bit different on the inside and on the outside. So let's go ahead and get this sprayed down. And again, here's my outside. You can spray the back of that. We're going to lay that right over, kind of come right to that edge. And then you can spray, again, I'm going to go ahead and use that soft edge. Now we're going to go ahead and hit that ring. And again, showing driver's side top. There's a little notch in here, and that's going to be just to kind of show you center around that. That's kind of that lineup that I like. And be sure this doesn't touch itself because it will stick. And then spray the back of that. Make sure your hands are clean because you are going to be touching the back side of this. I'm not sure if you can see it in that picture, but if you can kind of see, this looks kind of transparent on this light. And that's what I like about this one versus the orange. The orange is a little bit more opaque, and it had kind of a cartoonish look is what I called it. So now we're just going to kind of work out that water and bring this in as close to this edge as you can, because you really want to try to stay away from that edge. Once we've got that down, then we can go back with that towel, and that kind of seals in. As long as there's no water under there, getting the water off the edges is what's going to seal that. Remember, if you do wet installs, this will take time for that water to really evaporate and get you a good seal. And you shouldn't have much fingering or much lifting on these edges, but if you do, remember, just let that dry for a little bit. We can go back with that heat gun. This one laid really well. Again, I've done a few of these now. But if you go back with that heat gun, these little edges, if it looks like it's going to lift, you can heat that up as that starts to dry, that adhesive. You can warm that up a little bit, and it'll just soften, and it'll grab those edges. Just make sure there's no more soapy water under there. It'll just keep going back underneath. So that is one already done, and I hope you can see how that looks in that camera. We are going to have these photos. We took photos last night. And if you step back and take a look at it, that is the golden yellow. So that one I really liked. It's a little bit different. Like I said, it's a little bit brighter, but it also shows through the light. Does not have that dark opaque that the orange does. So now I'm going to go ahead and do that orange bar. We have already prepped it, so we'll just a little bit of that solution. And you can already see it's almost like I'm holding up a piece of solid film. So this is, it looks the same on the outside, but it is a lot darker. So this one was kind of, again, like I said, it's may not be the perfect solution, but if you just want to have a little bit of fun with it and see what this is going to look like, this will do the trick. And like I said, I did not do the ring on this. I just wanted to show this to you so you could see how orange that is. And again, we'll have these photos. I have these photos on our website as well of both sides complete, both sides off, both sides from standing back. If you want to come back and get a good shot of that. And then there's that orange. So that's definitely more of the orange. But again, when that light goes off, you can definitely see that orange film a lot more than you can that golden yellow. So you guys can make that decision for what you want to do. For now, we're going to go ahead and finish up and make both sides look the same and get some quick walk through. There you go. Now you can see that orange comparison of that opaque versus that golden yellow is a little bit more transparent. All right, so now that we've got both our lights on, they look great. You can see these edges are just a little bit, like they're starting to finger up a little bit on those edges. That's because that's still wet. So you can wait a little bit, but I want to show you what happens when you give it a little bit of heat. You just get that heat gun nice and warm. And you'll see that start to see those fingers start to show up in there. I think that heat gun's almost had it. Now this squeegee is still wet, so I'm not afraid to. That's going to really get that seal in there because now we've softened that vinyl and it's relaxed that adhesive. And just remember to go back on the edges, make sure all that moisture is out of there. And that top edge I can still see. Come on. Let me get another heat gun. All right, so now we're back with our professional good heat gun. And again, we got most of that out. I wanted to get those edges just around this top edge here and around that edge. That's all we need to do. We'll come back and hit this driver's side. So we should see that start to lift up again. Yep. So again, the edge of this is still wet. So that's that felt edge, which is why I like having that felt edge on there. Now we've got a good solid we can come back with that towel. Let's make sure we have all that out. And if you can see a little bit there, I can see just a little bit on that edge. You do not want that exposed, especially on the front of your vehicle. That adhesive will dry out, this will lift, and it'll start to come apart. So again, we'll go back. Go around that edge. Now we can just lay that down. That's all that is. It's probably just millimeters. We just want to make sure that that is all sealed. And that's it. Again, we did that pretty quick, so I would still wait, an hour or so before that is officially all out of there. But should be no issues with that. Let's see what that looks like. So one of the things I want to point out again, this isn't a headlight replacement by any means, but something fun to have, just to put something on there to get that look. The closer you get, you're going to see behind that film, and you will see white. So as you come in from the sides, of course, we can't wrap the inside of that light. So keep in mind, this is something that you're going to, from 3 or 4 or 5 feet away, you really are going to see all that yellow. But as you get up closer on it and you get a much closer inspection, you are going to see that white. On the road, it'll look yellow, it's going to look orange, whichever one you pick. But again, so much fun. I cannot wait. This is going to be on for the weekend. We're going to be doing the H-Town Bronco takeover tomorrow at the beach, and this is going to be awesome. Anyway, look for these in the site. See you for the next project.
Yo, you know what I'm saying?